audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
Giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K,
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 S-I-C-K.
All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
Giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K,
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 S-I-C-K.
S-I-C-K.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Bruins Vibes.
Bruins win the Stanley Cup.
Going into the corner. But, oh, the
my God! Are you kidding me?
The sickest Boston Bruins podcast.
Sends it in, and it's Pasternak scores! Series winner for David Pasternak and the Bruins!
It's gonna be sick.
Hey. What do you say? Wow. Dreary snooze fest of a night. Canes 3, Bruins 1. It's your guy, Brendan Sennott, with me always. My good pal, my good buddy. He's a hockey scribe. He's the guru. The Murph Doggy Dog. What's up, Murph?
Not much, not me, barely, man. You're right. That was a snooze fest. I caught some kind of cold. Some will call it the Montreal flu. But I came home and woke up yesterday. I came home a day early, actually, because of a impending storm, and I didn't want to drive through it without the tires and everything. So,
Yep.
apparently, I made a good decision because I heard from some people that did try to trek through it and did not go too well. So yeah, just woke up yesterday, runny nose, sore throat, whatever. I'm feeling better today. It's whatever. It's one of those things will pass, but just off, and I knew right away as I was writing to you, Brendan, this is why, especially if for those who like to gamble in handicap,
This was easy money.
look at the schedules. That's one of the things, I learned from my buddies over at the Ice Guys is really study those, and from Pierre McGuire, my co-host on the eye test, is look at the schedules. What are they coming in from? What are they going ahead to? And you look at the Boston Bruins right now are coming in off 3 straight divisional games, the last 2 on the road, 2
Biggest win of the season.
Arguably their biggest, most emotional win of the season against the Montreal Canadiens. Then also found out that they're going to be without their best defenseman, Charlie McAvoy, for a long time, likely. No, he is their best defenseman, whether you want to admit it or not, Brendan. I mean, Charlie McAvoy is the best defenseman on the team. He may not play like it all the time.
Hampus Lindholm is.
No, Charlie McAvoy is the best. Who's drafted higher?
I disagree.
Okay. You disagree.
Just file that one away.
Okay. Really? How many Stanley Cups has Hampus Lindholm played in? How many Stanley Cup finals?
Probably 0.
Has Hampus Lindholm ever finished as a finalist for the Norris Trophy?
Not sure off the top of my head.
Charlie McAvoy has. So,
The name of your podcast is The Eye Test, and your boy McAvoy, he fails it.
I said he's not always playing great, but he's also just broke his jaw and took one for the team. So
It's fine. I like Charlie McAvoy, but again, if I need to get something done in a critical situation in a game, I want Lindholm out there, not McAvoy.
See, I'm the opposite. If I want to score in the power play, I want Lindholm out there. But if I want something done in a crucial situation, I need to shut down an opposing team's power play, or I need my team to tighten up and protect the lead at the end. I want both of them out there. How's that sound? But I want Charlie McAvoy more than I want Hampus Lindholm.
Okay. This is just one of those things where we agree to disagree.
Did Hampus Lindholm ever win gold at the World Juniors? Did he ever score a goal and have 2 assists in the Bell Center?
You don't need to run down Charlie McAvoy's resume for me. There's certain things, and again, we're close in age. You can call me stubborn, you can call me what you want. Until I see it, you're never gonna sell me on it.
I know.
I hope that it happens.
Swayman shouldn't have started today, even though it's the only reason they were in the game. Right?
Huh?
Just like you said before the game to me that Jeremy Swayman shouldn't have started today, but he's the only reason.
Here's the thing. You're making the argument for you, buddy. If you knew it was a scheduled loss, throw Korpi out there. If you knew you were going to get beat, and keep the rotation going. If you knew, if like you knew that they were going to have like that no-show effort.
Here's a difference, and with all due respect, I have covered this game for 25 years. I know a lot of people that coach, that manage, that play in the game, that are very inside on how teams work. Nobody says this is a scheduled loss when you work for a team.
Well, I understand that.
As commentators, as journalists, and as fans, we can say that, but no team is ever looking at a game and saying this is a scheduled loss. So that's a bullshit argument. So
I think
let's get back. Like I said, let's not run all over and sidetrack here. Let's get back to what we're saying here. That was a game that was going to be a tough game to win. If you were a handicapper and you look at the schedule and what the Bruins had just gone through, and now they're going to go right on a West Coast trip. They don't even have that 2-day cushion to have 2 days off, 2 full days off. They're going to be playing on Wednesday right away. So this was a tough position for the Bruins to just come home. It would have been almost better if, okay, you know what? If you want to just keep them on that every other day schedule, then have them just go from Montreal to another West Coast team and play out there, or have them at least go straight out west from Montreal. But I get it. And I'm not saying this is why the Bruins lost, because every team is going through it. It's just one of those years where at some point, and maybe multiple points in the season, the schedule is going to screw you. That's just the way it is, because it's an Olympic year. And so every team has to work around that. And that's why, going back to what we were just saying, you never say, well, we'll just take it as a loss and we'll just start our other goalie because we know we're going to lose. If any coach ever says that, he's getting fired right away.
I understand that, but they know it's a tougher game. So
No.
here's the thing now, in my opinion, if you knew it was going to be a tougher game, they're coming off the road trip. All right, so you're a gambling man. He's going to throw Korpisalo out there on Wednesday, and they're going to get housed by the Ducks.
How do you know they're going to get housed?
Why wouldn't you start your number
How
one
do you know
goalie?
they're going to get housed by the Ducks? How do you know they're going to get housed by anyone? We're not fortune tellers.
I mean, Swayman's obviously been on it. He's on a heater, okay? And like you said, this is a tough game, emotional game. Give him the night off tonight, coming back from a game where you know the chances are it's going to be a tough win against a better team, right? Get Korpisalo out there, keep the rotation going, have Swayman ready for the road trip.
Are you saying they lost because they started Swayman and not Korpisalo tonight?
No.
Okay.
They lost because it was the scheduled loss, and Carolina played a great defensive game in their snoozy way of play.
Carolina played them. Period.
Yeah, because they were sitting there waiting, and they, all good, right?
Yeah.
But again, we don't have to go down to why they're as fugazi as the day is long, but yeah, I think there was a lot of factors, and I just disagree. I mean, you get this rotation thing is working, and now you're going to throw it a little bit off kilter. It's not why they won or lost. I just feel like, if you feel like, and I know they don't say it's a scheduled loss, but coaches know how to read their room. Okay, well, you know what? Hey, I'm not going to give Carolina the satisfaction of, if they beat us tonight, beating our number one guy. I'm going to, play a little mental warfare and start my 1B guy. And hey, he might steal the game if he plays out of his mind. And then I have Swayman ready for the road trip. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it was a factor in the decision.
What are you talking about with this rotation thing's working? He hasn't been going by a rotation.
Well, yeah, Korpisalo played in Ottawa.
Yeah, but who played the 2 games before Ottawa straight? And who won them? Jeremy Swayman. Jeremy Swayman played November 8th at Toronto, and Jeremy Swayman played November 11th versus Toronto at home when David Pastrnak got his 400th goal.
Okay.
Tuesday night. So he hasn't been going by rotation. He's going by whatever he feels is right, and I'll trust Marco Sturm over both of us.
Agreed.
There we go. So,
but
But
also, it's our job to question and whatever, and give our perspectives. And I feel like they kind of.
So, and I'm going to question this, because you text me. You said, well, they got to go by the rotation, and that's why they got to stick to that rotation because it's working. But he hasn't been sticking to rotation. So what you said is a moot point. There has been no rotation. There's been no rhyme or reason. He's going by a hunch. He went by a hunch tonight. It didn't work.
You're right. And then earlier in this, there was that week where he rode Korpisalo. I just felt like,
right.
And again, he knows his players more than I do.
Stick to the rotation, but he hasn't stuck to the rotation. So what I'm trying to say is your argument's moot. Like it's not valid. There's been no rotation. There's been no.
But that's the beauty of what we do. It doesn't have to be moot or valid. It's just my opinion. So whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent.
No, wait, bro. But like, this is a sports show, and we base it on stats and facts and reality. And the reality is that he hasn't been going by a rotation. So your opinion is bullshit because it's not based on anything in reality.
I mean, we should get focused on something else, because if I have to go through this screen, it's going to be a bad night for you.
No, it's not.
Seriously.
Bring it on, dude.
I'm going to rip your head off.
Dude, bring it on. You can't sit there and say that I'm making an argument on something that's not real.
Right, but for the most part, he is stuck to a rotation.
No, he hasn't, though. Go look at it.
But it just makes sense. If Swayman played out of his mind, give him a night off.
It's not in reality right now. I'm dealing in reality. Go look at the record. Has he gone by a rotation one after another all year? Has he? Answer the question.
No, because he's gone
Okay,
with what he's felt like,
let's
who he
move on.
felt like
Let's
he's going
move
to
on.
play.
You're wrong. You're wrong. Move on.
Here's
Move
the
on.
thing, Jimmy, and you know what? And I'll say this, okay? Feedback that I've gotten is you come across sometimes as a pompous ass, and you're coming across as a pompous ass right now.
Why? Because I'm dealing
So
reality and I'm calling you out for
no,
being
because
wrong.
you're
and
doing
don't have
that like
anything-
higher than
you
thou.
don't
You
have
know, we're
anything to
all
back
kind of,
up. No, I'm just saying you don't have anything to back up your argument.
just giving you an opinion. That's fine.
You can
We're
tell
not in
those
a
people
court
to come
of
at me
law.
through the screen too.
You're not
Bring
a
it on.
lawyer.
Bring it on. Bring it on from your little people who are saying that I'm coming off as a pompous ass. Why? Because I deal in facts.
No, because that's all you do, and then you claim to like, well, I've done this for 37 years, and blah 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 blah.
Because I called it out and I said
we should move into the callers because we're both going to say things that we're going to regret here in a minute. So we should stay on track because we disagree. We're going to continue to disagree. Again,
You're just
you
being
don't like
stubborn.
that. I don't like
You're
that.
thinking you're wrong.
We should call this a legal
You're
show.
wrong.
I feel like because it's not. It's an opinion. It's not a fact.
An opinion is based on facts, right? Yeah,
it's raw data. He just plays a guy. It's playing a goalie. It's not a number that you can look at that says like the goals against average is 3.14.
Could you please let me get a word out, please? Is that okay?
That's like the pot calling the kettle black, but go ahead.
Okay. So when you formulate an opinion, how do you formulate an opinion?
Based on just what I decide and how I feel.
Regardless of facts.
Okay. Again, playing a goalie and who they should have played, in my opinion,
right,
is Jeremy Swayman. I feel like they should have played an opinion because he mostly bases it on the fact that it's a rotation, but he flips the script occasionally and goes with his gut. Honestly, no one knows who he's going to play. The last time I'm going to say it, we should get to the listeners. Brendan, thinks that he should have played Korpisalo tonight because emotionally Swayman played wrong the other night.
Ethan wants us to hug it out, so I'm going to give you a hug.
And
because you're a little sensitive.
I felt like he should have gone with it.
It's okay.
So there's no fact behind that. There's no number of
all right.
Marco Stern. The only fact is Marco Stern plays a goalie because you have to play a goalie in the National Hockey League. Okay, it doesn't matter who he plays; it's who he decides when he wakes up in the morning. My opinion, that is not based on any fact, is he should have played Korpisalo tonight because they were coming off a long trip, an emotional win. You knew it was going to be tough to get the boys moving. And why not put Korpisalo out there and give Swayman, because you're going to play a huge, strong, firepower team.
Can I chime in, or are you going to keep talking the whole show?
Go ahead. I'm just making my point because I'm not going to sit there and let you say
what I'm trying to say is your reasoning originally, now you've changed it and backpedaled. Your reasoning for your point was that he has played a rotation. He should have stuck to the rotation. There has been no rotation, and that's my point. And you just admitted that.
Your rotation, that his rotation has been a loose rotation. But if he wasn't playing a rotation at all, the games would be significant to Swayman of their 21 games.
Yeah, exactly. Chris is saying, let's move on. Let's go. Let's move on. Okay. What were your other impressions of the game?
That the Bruins really couldn't generate much offense.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty boring. And they should have called up Fabian Lysell instead of Tufte. And
okay, yeah. So why did you think that? Why do you think they should have called up Lysell instead of Tufte and Blummel?
Because unlike Tufte and unlike Blummel, 4A players, Lysell is actually a world-class talent. He's a first-round draft pick. He has speed. At this point, he's just about a point per game player. Okay, he's won. They 13 games. He has 12 points.
In what league? In what league is he a point per game player?
In the A this year, which is the same as Blummel and the same as Tufte. Okay. Mm-hmm. But my point is, at least pedigree wise, he's a first round draft pick and he has world-class speed, which is with all the guys that they have injured. Why not take a shot and see with all these guys out if this guy actually has something instead of these 4A retreads? That's my point.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with you because I don't want you to get offended. So,
no, I'm not going to get offended.
Okay. Well, I disagree. He's not a world-class player. If you're quote unquote, you just said
world-class talent, maybe is what I should have worded him as. Okay, because he's a first-round draft pick.
I thought it didn't matter if he's a first-round draft pick, or else I would have won the McAvoy argument.
Fair.
You flip-flop more than a politician, bro.
Oh my God.
You change your
Just telling
work.
you again. No, I'm not flip-flopping
Okay.
anything. All right,
Okay,
get to the listeners. 'cause,
President Trump.
you know,
Let's move on to our listeners. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's get questions because there wasn't really much else to talk about the game. So let's do that.
at C0664, Lindholm is better overall right now. McAvoy's more physical. Thanks,
I'd
Chris.
agree. I agree. I agree with Chris. All right. So, Chris,
At
Chris,
C0664,
I
Murphy
agree
can't
with
go
you, but what does that say about
based on
Lysol?
draft
then?
position all the time.
Yeah. So what does that say about Lysol, Brendan?
But I think overall, wouldn't you say Lysol has more talent than Riley Tuft and the other jabroni that they brought up? Blumel?
Blumel, who led the AHL in goals last year?
But wouldn't you say talent-wise?
No,
Speed?
no. Based on, well, let me ask you this, and sorry, I'm not trying to be hard on you right now, but like we deal in facts here. You got, if we're going to talk and assess players and games, we have to deal in what we're given as reality. And the reality is, I want to ask you, how many times have you watched Lysol play?
Oh, was it about a dozen games last year? Maybe a few times in the A.
How many times?
So maybe let's call it 15.
Well,
How many games did he play for the Bruins last year? 10, 12?
let's pull it up. I don't think he's played that many, to be honest. Yeah, you nailed it, actually. 12. Right on the money.
Oh, but I'm stupid.
I never said you're stupid. Goal and 2 assists in 12 games and a -4. Okay. So I just want to know what has he done that's made you think that he earned the call up and not those other guys this year? Because I'm going to
first
tell
of all,
you,
you should know again. So here's one thing you have said, that you know that the scouting is going to tell you that Carolina's one-on-one or man-to-man defense is you need speed to counteract that. Okay. I think you might skate faster than Riley Tuft. And
No.
Blumel isn't exactly a burner. So why not for tonight? If he doesn't need to go through waivers or any of that stuff for matchups, why not put Lysol out there and just say, hey, maybe the kid goes off tonight and maybe we catch him on a heater. Maybe what as I've said to you before, and it's happened in time immemorial since sports, maybe some guys that have that I don't know what the word is, that panache that sometimes they do better in the show than they do in the minor leagues. Maybe if the guy's actually given more than a sample size, they might as well see. My point is, with all these injuries, why not finally see what they have with that guy?
But he was given chances and he hasn't delivered.
But to your point, but it was when they'd waved the white flag and they had a bunch of other lack of skill players last year. They called him up. So he didn't have a lot of help other than pasta.
Okay.
So get him up there with that they got some things working. Put him on a line with Kuzi just to see what that kind of speed could do. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, so you think they
outside the box?
Is that what we're saying then?
Huh?
You think your reasoning then that they should have brought him up was for his speed?
Just tonight. I don't know how
hey, you know what? I agree. And I'm not trying to be some pompous asshole like your friends say, and they can kiss my ass, by the way. It is that no, seriously. I'm just trying to show you something. You just made a valid point. You told me you backed up your point. You didn't just throw random things out there. You didn't just say, well, it doesn't matter why. That's just how I feel. You sat there, you provided an amazing argument.
That's what sports talk is, Jimmy. It's opinion.
No, but you backed it up. That's what sports talk is.
But you don't always have to back it up.
Yeah, you do.
Like the greatest sports talk shows in the world, Mike and the Mad Dog, Eddie Andelman, all these guys through the
Huh? They back up their points. They watch the games. They have something. They have reason.
Yeah, they watch the games, but most of what they say is an opinion.
Right, but
how many guys? Mike, Chris Russo said.
I don't give a damn about anyone else. What I'm trying to say is right now.
But you're wanting us to deal exclusively in fact, whereas our listeners also want to hear about what we want to say and how we feel about something.
And they want to know why they want to know why. And you just said why. I'm crediting you. Look, I mean, I'm giving you credit, and you're still arguing with me, man. What's wrong with you tonight? Seriously.
Nothing.
I'm giving you credit. You're arguing me.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So there, I was giving you credit. That was great. You convinced me. I said, you know what? They did need speed against Carolina, so maybe he was a better call-up. Voila. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, just don't come at me and don't be one of those people who just throw shit at the wall and
Never been my style, and it never will be.
Well, you just
It's
did
2
in the
years that
beginning
you
of the
know me.
show. You back up your opinion is all I'm asking. If you're going to do a show with me, you need to back up your opinion. That's
Okay.
that.
All right.
Okay? If you're going to deal in reality, then you got to back up your opinion, which you just did. What? So why are we still talking? I'm just crediting you.
Move along.
Okay, let's get questions.
C-No 66342. Murph, you're running down accomplishments from McAvoy that you accomplished with a team.
Doesn't anyone accomplish accomplishments with a team? Or are we playing tennis? Because it's a team sport. So he's always playing with a team. So, Chris, I don't understand your point. What do we got? So Chris believes, do you want to read it or do you want me?
You can read it.
Okay. So Chris is saying Sturm read the room. He knew some guys might be a bit slower. So he put Tofty and Blumel in the lineup to give them a moral boost. It didn't work. So that's Chris's opinion. That's good. That's fine. I don't know. I mean, I'm not in Sturm's head. I have no idea what Sturm thought. I'd love to ask him, but we can't do that right now. So what do we got?
C-No 66342. Have you watched Providence all? Lysell has been playing well recently. He was benched for a game, then put on the fourth line. Tufty has scored more than Lysell is far more physical, better versus Carolina. I also did know that in the overtime winner the other night, Lysell did have the primary assist. So, but I respect your argument.
Say, like, they're basing it on recent merit, Brendan. I wasn't trying to knock you down or bring you down. I was just trying to give you a counterpoint as to why maybe they didn't call him up.
Right, but I understand that, but my logic has nothing to do. It's just overall.
Okay.
Like if you put Riley Tuft, if you ask any, who do you think has more talent out of Riley Tuft, Blumel, or Lysell? Just talent. Probably Lysell. Definitely speed.
Okay.
Not even close in the speed factor.
All right.
So that's why if you're going to roll the dice to this, like, whether it's morale or whatever, hey, let's see what the kid can do for a night. That's my point with the Lysell thing.
Well, either way, I don't think if they had called Wayne Gretzky up, the reincarnation of it,
wouldn't have mattered.
Game. So again, you don't like that word, but it's a moot point to me who they called up because those guys weren't the reason they lost, and they weren't going to be the reason they won either, if they had one.
At Ethan Russell 55-12. It completely showed today that AHL points keep it clear to NHL possible points. Always thought that Poitras would have easily been better than Tuft. I know Poitras wouldn't fit on the fourth line. Fair point.
All right.
But they want to keep him down there clearly because it hasn't worked so far. At Ethan Russell 55-12. Have you been able to look at Hagens this season? Saw him the other night. Was insanely impressed. Wasn't insanely impressed, but wasn't disappointed. Yeah, he's at a point per game. I mean, he's playing well. Obviously, dealing, is kind of being the focal point now that, Leonard and those guys have left. Mm-hmm. So
I 100% agree.
But I think the guy you have to be impressed with that keeps showing out is Letourneau.
I think he needs to get bigger. When it comes to Hagens, he just needs to get tougher, get used to the physicality of the game. And, I think he's still developing. And it stinks for the Bruins because there's not much depth there. So there's more expectations on him. It might be a little slower in terms of development than people want it to be. But I think overall he's done all right.
Yeah, he won't be ready for the show next year, and there's nothing wrong
with
that.
I actually did. Well, you're correct. I don't think he'll be ready, but unfortunately, I think he gets called up once BC season's over. I think he could use more development, though, after that, to be honest.
At C-No 6342. Ethan Russell, BC has been playing him at the wing a lot lately. Not the natural position.
Ethan, your mind reader. I was just going to say, I'm also starting to wonder whether he's a center or a wing, especially at the NHL level. I don't know if he's big enough and tough enough to handle the rigors of being a two-way center at the NHL. So I think that's great.
What does he go, about $1.95?
Yeah, but it's like the muscle I'm worried about right now. But he's getting there, man. I mean, he's developing. It's just like I'm saying. I think that like his development is being accelerated faster than it should be because of the Bruins' lack of depth. That's all.
Yeah, he's probably not still growing. He's probably still growing in some
Exactly.
aspects. At Ethan Russell 55-12, can we agree that Steves was the right guy to call up first, or do you think it should have been Patra? Yeah, I agree with Steves. He played well. He's been solid.
I'm with Brendan on this. I didn't know much about Steve's, honestly, but he's played really well. Like Blumel, he was atop the AHL in scoring last year. I think Blumel was first and Steve's was 2. I think they played all right. I think he's more of that safe bet. And I think in a situation like this where these points are so crucial and you're going game to game and every game's different. I think they're looking for a little something dependable, and he's more dependable than maybe some of the guys that have more raw talent. That's the way I look at it.
At C066343, we're going to single out one play. Then Locamella should have gotten called up. He scored 2 the other night. I think he had one today too. They had an afternoon game today, which was weird. And I think he scored the first one. He got the winner on an assist from Lysell, and he scored today. But yeah, you're right. It's a great point. If you're going to ride the hot hand, then go with him.
Yeah, and he's a real smart player because he went to UMass.
Yeah, that's what we were going to say.
You got to call Brendan. Got to call the questions up, by the way, bro, just so Jimmy knows when we're done.
At C066342. At Ethan Russell 55-12, Steves was 100% the right guy. Fills in the role. Middlestat was playing at LW 2. Better than anyone else than Prof. Yeah. Yeah, we're all in agreement.
By the way, what's up?
We're all in agreement that Steves was the right move, and we could book that as fact.
Yeah, and by the way, too,
Jimmy loves facts.
Before you're not
Joe Friday.
I like living in reality because the world today doesn't live in reality, and that's why it's so messed up. And like narratives get put out and they're not real, and people actually treat them as real. That's what drives me nuts. If that's the way I am, sorry. I like dealing in reality. I don't like spreading things, and then somebody says we said something and we didn't. But that's the way, that's the way it is today. Speaking of, before
I don't think anyone would crucify us for saying there was a goalie rotation when, for the most part, there is a goalie rotation.
Actually, Chris corrected you there because that's the facts. If we're going to come here and present, be somewhere that a news source and an opinion source that people come to and trust us, then we should back up our opinions. Again, as I've now tried to say for 3 times before you cut me off 3 times in a row, and before we almost ripped our heads off, what were your thoughts on the whole injury list that got revealed today?
In terms of who got put on IR?
Yeah, Arvidsson and Middlestat were playing pretty well. I think it was tough timing.
Hopefully they're retroactive and they're not going to be long.
They're all retroactive, but yeah, I mean, let's hope that they're not. It's not it's a paper move more than a health move, but it's tough. It looked to me like Arvidsson in that game when he got back to the bench, that looked like a groin to me. The way he was going to the bench, the way he kneeled over. I don't know what's going on with Middlestat. I'm not going to begin to guess, but Arvidsson's a groin, and that's not always a good thing.
Yeah, especially when skating is not exactly his forte either.
Mm-hmm.
Need all that. At Alex Snart, is this how this podcast usually goes, or are they butthurt from the loss?
Well, Brendan might be butthurt, but I could care less if they win or lose, Alex. I cover the
Agreed.
team. I'm not a fan. But yeah.
I say what's on my mind, whether it's, and I try not to be bombastic. Sometimes it rubs Jimmy the wrong way because
I want
he's still trying to win a Pulitzer.
I want you to be you, but I also want you to back up your points. I don't think that's much to ask. That's all.
Something like that again, it's not what the winning percentage of the AFL was in 1970, whatever. It's how many games, and I don't have the stats in front of me. It was just about the goalie.
Okay. All right.
Schedule.
Can we move on, or are you going to just keep going?
I'm not going. I'm just
All right. Can you call the questions out, or do you want me to start?
Hi,
doing it?
this is
You
Jesse
want me to do your
Jimenez,
job,
2006.
or do you want to keep moaning and bitching? I'll do your job if you want.
To expect Hasluk and Eisenman to keep flirting with 20 goal paces respectively is unrealistic. Zaka and Middlestead are not goal scorers, and Arvidsson can't stay healthy. Well said.
All right. What are we doing here?
All right, next one. We got Ethan Russell, 55-12. I don't know. They were missing a few players on Saturday. They looked strong in all aspects of the game. Yeah, they played well. 7 for 7 on the kill. Impressive.
Yeah. I mean, the penalty kill's been amazing. And I think that's a direct result of Marco Sturm. That's the type of player he was. What's the next question? There we go, Jimmy. Chris, Chris replying to Jesse.
Zaka has an elite shot. He doesn't use it enough. Arvidsson has stayed healthier than he's not been used in the bottom 6 role. Yeah, well, so who didn't use his elite shot today, who deserves to be called out for it? Morgan Geekie. Guy has a hard shot. There was a shot he had right in the slot, and I don't know why he decided to pass it. It might have made it 2-1 at that point. They gotta get it in his head with that hard shot he has. Pastas pumped him up. Geekie's got to shoot all the time. He's got to stop looking for apples.
All right, Jimmy, what do we got?
At Ethan Russell, 55-12. I'm not knocking Higgins, but he definitely has looked better defensively and in the faceoff dot.
All right.
Yeah, Ethan, you'd be the expert on that. I haven't watched any of BC's games recently. Jesse Jimenez, 2006. Before the season even started, BC wanted his shot volume to go up. He's still driving the line, so I don't think this move to left wing is about transforming more than it's developmental. Nice. Jesse, well, thanks for joining the show.
I know Jesse for a while. He's a good man.
He must agree with you all the time.
No. Just said he's a good man. You don't need to agree with me to be a good man. You just need to back up your point. That's all. You got to call for the questions, man.
Next one, Jimmy.
Oh, I think that's it.
All right.
Other questions. All right.
Oh, Harry's up there.
Has Harry got one?
Harry might have been at the beginning.
I didn't see him before. Well, he agreed with me. It didn't matter who they called up. Same result.
There he is, Harry up Moss away. Didn't matter who they called up tonight. Same result. Well said, Harry. True.
Yeah. And Harry also made a good point that Lindholm and McAvoy both bring different things the Bees need to achieve success. You're right. They're both as valuable team. Right now, though, I think in the current spot, Brendan is right. Lindholm is a more valuable player. I think they are now, is it 9-2 with him in the lineup? If I'm not mistaken, this was the second loss, I believe, with Lindholm in the lineup.
Correct.
Yeah. So 9-2, because the other one made him go to. Yeah, pretty sure it's 9-2. I'll have to double check that for the next show. Just so our listeners and viewers know, with the team going out west, we got a crazy schedule coming up. Brendan and I are going to work on it tomorrow, but we're going to just one thing we do know, right, Brendan, is that with the Bruins are playing at the Ducks on Wednesday night, 10 p.m. game. So what we will do is record something in the morning on Thursday and post it up by noon with a reaction and a look ahead to their game against the Kings on Friday night. And then I don't know, we doing something Saturday morning to recap the Kings, Brendan, or no? We'll figure that out tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll figure out our schedule. We'll post it up and let you guys know what the plan is for the West Coast trip. Also, another thing we are going to figure out is what is going on from the 23rd to the 30th, because I will be away in Ireland for the Friendship 4. I'm going to try and get in on the show following the game on Black Friday when they host the Rangers, depending on what my Friendship 4 schedule is, and we'll go from there. You got anything to say, dude? Or you're just going to...
All sounds great, man.
Okay.
Any other listeners, Jimmy? Feedback?
I don't know.
10-2 with Lindholm.
Chris says, if you need a pinch hitter, let me know. Chris Nosha could step in for you. Chris is a podcaster himself. So we will let you know. We got to figure it out with our production crew and our bosses, how we're going to approach this, but we'll let you know.
Worth considering.
And Jesse, by the way, I don't know if you saw, Jesse and I have gone at it plenty. We're just passionate. That's all.
Agreed.
There we go. All right. Any thoughts, my man? Since you're the host, I'm just waiting for you to kind of wrap her up here. Put the bow on.
Pretty snooze fest of a game.
But not a snooze fest of a podcast.
Well, you know.
That was fun.
Yeah. So the Bruins head west, long California road trip, then stop on the island before they get back. Thanksgiving week.
Oh, yeah. By the way, we talk about schedule makers and in our view, not the coaches or the players, but a game that I would look at as a tough spot for the Bruins. When do they play the Islanders there before they head home for the Black Friday game? What night is that?
I think it's Tuesday.
No. One night.
Oh, the night before Thanksgiving, the biggest bar night of the year.
The biggest bar night of the year. Usually every team is in action, or almost every team. I think almost every team plays that night because there's usually no games on Thanksgiving. It's always a raucous crowd for every home crowd in the States because of what Brendan just said. It's everybody's going home, seeing each other. That may not look at it in terms of records and in terms of who the Islanders are or where they might be, but that's a tougher game than I think people are going to look at.
This trip might be uglier than the last one.
This trip could put them in the lottery.
Because again, and you go by, which is why I think, and maybe Chris is right. I hope he's right. I hope maybe they put Swayman back out there because I think Swayman has a better chance of stealing the Anaheim game than Korpisalo does.
Mm-hmm.
Just me. But who knows? Again, Marco's going to go with his gut.
I think they just started, right? They're back home tonight.
But yeah, to me, the most winnable game, and they started playing well. They've struggled early, is LA. I think unless Pasta goes off Sunday in San Jose, that could be all that skill could be bad. If the Bruins play sloppy in their own end like they did against Ottawa the other night.
I think every game on this trip is a challenge. Very big challenge, in my opinion.
How many points they come out of it with? Any?
Yeah.
Potential 8?
Let's say so there's 8 potential points. I'm going to say 4. I think LA. I'm
going to go bleaker. I'm going to go 3.
I think LA is a tougher team than maybe you think, but I think you're right on your assessment because there's something about LA, much like the New York Rangers. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What?
They just don't have their mojo at home.
Mm-hmm.
And
second worst home team in the NHL next to the Rangers.
They're kind of a weird. Yeah, they're more schizophrenic than the Bruins.
Well, they're very not schizophrenic on the road. They're really. I know they lost tonight, but they just lost Drew Doughty. I think they're a little gassed. By the way, yeah,
go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say it has nothing to do with the Bruins. You go on.
They're talking about the transactions and stuff. So I did find it interesting that aside from waiving Johnny Beecher,
well, yeah, we never talked about that.
Too little, too late. But a weird transaction involving Victor Mancini and the Canucks. He's healthy, but he's going on some type of conditioning assignment, and they kind of are stacked at D, man. They need a center. Before you waived Beecher, why wouldn't you call up Vancouver and be like, hey, what are you guys doing with Mancini? How about I give you Beecher and a late round pick? I don't know.
I think that's a really good idea. And actually, I had already reported, I know that the Bruins are interested in Mancini.
That's what I'm saying. I'm backing up on what you were saying. I saw that bizarre transaction that it's Vancouver's not getting rid of him, but they're putting him on a conditioning assignment here. I'll find it.
That's a good catch by you. Yeah, that's a good 1-for-1 trade in my eyes. He's a big defenseman too, man.
Because they just signed Kampf, so they which whatever. they've reassigned defenseman Victor Mancini to the AHL's Abbotsford Canucks. Mancini's reassignment is expected to serve as a form of conditioning loan. He had missed the Canucks' last 8 games due to an undisclosed injury, was only recently activated. So he got activated, and now they're sending him out. So, he's played 5 games.
That sounds like
not an offensive guy.
That's a paper move, I think, Brendan.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still,
why not look into it?
I don't want to lose Pierre-Olivier Joseph. So, why not take a shot? And if you're, body for a body, and as we've said, we both agree that the Bruins' right D is okay, so let's do a Chris Russo. Here's an opinion statement that we'll both agree on. Henry Yokiharu stinks. He's terrible. So yeah, that was a good albatross of a contract to sign him for 3 years. But yeah, any way you can improve that right D, especially with McAvoy out, probably worth looking into.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris said it is. That's just it's a paper move. But I agree with you, and it's interesting because Elliot Friedman had actually reported today that he was thinking the Canucks might be interested in Beecher. He said the Canucks and the Canadiens as 2 teams.
Yeah, but now they're going to get him for free.
Yeah, Chris is saying $3 million for a right-hand defenseman in a thin market is not an albatross, not with the cap going up the way it is. I guess it depends who the right-hand defenseman is. This right-hand defenseman, I'm with Brendan on this, is going to prove to be an albatross, and I don't care if the cap goes to $400 million. The guy's not a good defenseman, man. He doesn't know how to clear the puck. He doesn't know how to play in his own zone.
He pinches at the wrong time. It's still, yeah, exactly.
He's a mess.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why he's been a scratch a couple times. I don't think you needed to sign him to that deal. Let's put it that way. If they signed him 1 year, Brendan, I'd be okay with that. Would you not?
Yeah, you said that when it happened. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 year would have been fine. Why'd you have to sign him 3 years? Yeah. And by the way, speaking of the cap going up, don't be so sure that all these projections are going to be correct. When all is said and done, they might hit a wall because nobody's talking about the fact that Canadian teams pay out contracts in American dollars. And if you are not aware of it, go check out the exchange rate right now. So think about that when you look at that and think about what those owners of Canadian teams are paying out to players right now in American dollars. Think about how slammed they're getting right now. Think about the economy we're in right now. Think about where things are headed, not in a good direction. So look, people forget this is a business. It's not just some fantasy land where we can just start throwing contracts at players. It's money. It's still money being spent. And that's
which is why you hear from the Bruins' esteemed president that they went after the big game hunters, the snipers, but they had to sign.
You're going to see teams, you're going to see teams like Ottawa and Winnipeg are going to institute their own internal cap and not spend to the cap because, frankly, they can't. Because that's the reality of it. And so don't necessarily think when a guy signs when a GM like Sweeney signs a 6th or 7th defenseman, a guy that really on most playoff teams is a 7th guy. He's the regular healthy scratch, in my opinion. He's Yokiharu. He's not in a top 6 in a contending team.
It's a quick question.
So
kind of a related subject.
Careful with those contracts. Don't just throw them around.
So LA extended Kempe.
Great deal.
So that vaunted free agent class. God, who's left on that? You?
There's not a lot of people left on that, man. Well, Terry Panarin's still there.
He's old.
I know, but
somebody will give him the money but who's left? Who's left in their prime? Schmaltz?
Bobrovsky's going to be on it, but he's probably not going to make it to it. He'll probably get re-signed before.
But right now, like in terms of age, prime, skill, talent, blah blah blah. Who off the top of your head? Who's left?
Yeah, and by the way, good point by Schmaltz? Ethan. Not to cut you off, but Ethan just made a great point on Yokiharu. They also gave him a modified no trade. Like, what did you think this guy's Bobby Orr? Like, this is ridiculous. That contract. I'm flat, Chris. I will eat crow if I'm wrong, and he turns out to be a key part of the Bruins. I will gladly buy you dinner sometime after a Bruins game, either in Providence or in Boston. I will buy you dinner if that guy turns out to be a regular part of the top 6. He'll
Yeah,
be waved just like Beecher. You watch.
Anything else there, Jimmy?
I think we're good. Jimmy, what do we got? By the way, I keep thinking you're meaning me, so you got to specify Jimmy producer and
Jimmy
call
the
me,
producer.
or call me Murph, either or. To distinguish.
Well, it looks like we're all good.
All right.
All right. Well, 3-1 Canes. Tough loss for the Bruins after coming off that trip. But hey, heading out west now, boarding those flights, good card games, good sleep. So we'll see what version of this unpredictable mid-esque of this mid-Eastern Conference who shows up in Anaheim on Wednesday. It's gonna be interesting.
By the way, Anaheim is up 1-0 after one on the Mammoth, and it's their first game back from a trip. I wish the Bruins were catching for the Bruins' sake. I wish the Bruins were the Mammoth tonight. I like catching teams back off a long road trip. Sometimes you have a better chance sneaking up on the home team, but it is what it is.
Yeah, like I said, we'll should be an interesting game. Going to be an interesting trip. Going to be a tough trip. Jimmy thinks 4 points. I think 3. We'll see. What's the over or the under on that one?
So you're saying what, a win and then an overtime loss?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they beat LA and they lose in overtime to the Sharks.
Okay, well here, I'm going to give you my prediction.
I think they lose big Wednesday and they lose big to the Islanders next week.
So I'm going to say I'm with you. Loss against the Ducks. Win over the Kings.
Agreed. We're in lockstep.
Win over the Sharks.
See, guys, we are capable of agreeing.
Yeah. Win over the Sharks. And a loss to the Islanders. So they go loss, win, win, loss. That's my
So you're
prediction.
saying 6 points.
No. Loss, win, win, loss.
Okay. Oh, yeah, 4. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And then they come
All right,
back
well,
and they get smoked by the Rangers.
on Black Friday?
Yeah, because the Rangers are a good road team. It's just because nothing makes sense in this NHL today.
It's true. All right. Well, yeah, we appreciate everybody being here. Some new people tuning in. Thanks for doing that. Sick Podcast Network, the Sickest Bruins podcast. He's Jimmy. I'm Brendan, producer Jimmy back in Montreal. You're the man, buddy. Thanks for playing referee tonight. Again, we appreciate you being here, and we'll see you soon. Episode 16, Bruins Vibes. We're out of here. Have a good night, everybody.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Bruins Vibes on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.